Have you ever asked yourself, why do some people seem to attract wealth effortlessly, while others struggle their entire lives no matter how hard they work? Why is it that two people can start from the exact same place, same education, same skills, same opportunities, yet one ends up wealthy, and the other stuck in a cycle of stress and survival? Most people think it's about luck, or inheritance, or some secret advantage. But the truth is something very few people understand, and even fewer practice. Rich people think differently. Their mindset is wired in a completely different way from the average person. And here's the key. If you learn to adopt this way of thinking, your entire financial reality can begin to shift. It won't happen overnight. It won't be easy, but it is absolutely possible. In this video, I'll show you exactly how rich people think and how you can begin applying these shifts to your own life starting today. And stay with me, because toward the end of this video, I'll share one mindset shift that is so powerful, it alone can change your entire relationship with money. Now, let me tell you a story. Two young men, John and Mark, they grew up in the same neighborhood, same public school, same first part-time job at a local grocery store. Both were smart, both were driven, both wanted to succeed. But their thinking about money was entirely different. John believed that life was a zero-sum game, that if someone else won, it meant he would lose. He saw money as scarce, hard to earn, and even harder to keep. Mark, on the other hand, saw money as a tool. He believed that the more value he created, the more wealth he could attract. He didn't fear money. He respected it, studied it, and learned how to make it work for him. 10 years later, John was still stuck in a stressful 9-to-5 job, constantly worried about debt, chasing paychecks, living for weekends. Mark had started 2 businesses, built multiple income streams, and had the freedom to live life on his own terms. Was Mark smarter, more connected, luckier? No, he simply thought differently. And that difference made all the difference. Now, let's unpack how rich people think, and how you can too. First, you need to understand this core principle. Your outer world is a reflection of your inner world. Your thoughts shape your actions. Your actions shape your results. Your results reinforce your beliefs. Most people operate with a deeply ingrained scarcity mindset, a belief that there is not enough to go around. Rich people operate from abundance. They believe that value can be created, multiplied, and shared. I want you to imagine this shift as a difference between living life with a closed fist versus open hands. When your fist is closed, you cling to what little you have. You fear losing it. You miss opportunities. When your hands are open, you're ready to receive, give, collaborate, and grow. Now, let's bust a few common money myths that keep people stuck. First, money is evil. No, money is neutral. It's a magnifier. If you are a generous person, having more money will allow you to give more. If you're greedy, money will amplify that too. Second, you have to work harder to get rich. Working hard matters, but working smart matters more. Rich people focus on leverage, systems, teams, investments that allow their efforts to multiply over time. Third, I can't get rich unless I get lucky. Luck helps, but luck favors the prepared. Rich people put themselves in positions where luck can strike through learning, networking, and taking calculated risks. Fourth, it's all about saving pennies. Frugality is wise, but focusing only on cutting costs is a small game. Rich people focus on increasing income, building assets, and expanding opportunities, not just shrinking expenses. Fifth, rich people are greedy. Some are, many are not. The richest people I know are deeply committed to solving problems, serving others, and creating value. Now, let's dive into the core mindset shifts that rich people adopt and how you can begin applying them. The first shift is from scarcity to abundance. Average people see the world as a competition for limited resources. Rich people see the world as an opportunity to create new value, new relationships, and new wealth. One of my favorite real-life examples of this is Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx. She started with $5,000 in savings and an idea for a better type of women's undergarment. Everyone told her the market was too saturated, that it couldn't be done, but she saw an opportunity where others saw limitation. She didn't think in scarcity. She thought in possibility. Today, Spanx is a billion-dollar brand, and Blakely is one of the wealthiest self-made women in the world. The second shift is from linear income to leverage. Most people think in terms of, I trade my time for money. Rich people think in terms of, how can I create systems that make money while I sleep? This is why they focus on building businesses, investment, intellectual property, and scalable products, not just salary-based income. Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, teaches this relentlessly. The wealthy focus on building assets. The poor and middle class focus on owning paychecks. Shift number 3 is from spending to investing. Average people think about how to spend money. Rich people think about how to deploy money. Every dollar is a soldier that can be sent out to build the army of wealth. They ask, how can this dollar work for me? Can I invest it in skills, relationships, businesses, or assets that will grow over time? The fourth shift is from fear of failure to love of learning. Most people are terrified of failing, so they play small, stay safe, and avoid risk. Rich people understand that failure is the price of growth. They embrace failure as feedback, a source of wisdom. A classic example, Walt Disney went bankrupt multiple times before creating Disneyland. He viewed every setback as a lesson, not a life sentence. Shift 5, from short-term thinking to long-term vision. Most people ask, how can I make money today? Rich people ask, how can I build generational wealth over the next decade or two? Jeff Bezos famously told Amazon shareholders that he thinks several years ahead, while most companies are worried about the next quarter. This is why Amazon dominated industries where others couldn't see the long game. Shift 6, from comfort zone to growth zone. Most people seek comfort. Rich people seek growth. They understand that discomfort is the path to expansion. They actively pursue new skills, new experiences, and new relationships, even when it feels uncomfortable. Elon Musk taught himself rocket science by reading books and seeking out mentors, because he believed in solving humanity's biggest challenges, not just staying comfortable. Shift 7, from lone wolf to network builder. Poor people often try to do everything alone. Rich people understand that wealth flows through networks. They invest in relationships. They collaborate. They build teams. As the saying goes, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. One of the most powerful mindset shifts I've seen in my own life was learning to ask, who can help me? Not just how can I do this? Now, here's a hidden truth most people miss. Money flows to value. If you think like a consumer of value, always asking what you can buy, you will stay poor. If you think like a creator of value, always asking what you can build, solve, or serve, wealth will eventually follow. The difference is profound. One of my mentors once told me, you don't chase money, you chase impact. Money chases impact. The most financially successful people I know are obsessed with solving problems for others, not just making money. And that mindset is what ultimately makes them rich. Now, I want to leave you with one final story. It's the story of a man named Jan Koum. He was born in a small village in Ukraine. His family immigrated to the US and lived on food stamps. Jen learned about computers from books and by teaching himself. Years later, he co-founded WhatsApp, which was acquired by Facebook for $19 billion. From food stamps to billionaire. How? Because he shifted from a mindset of limitation to one of possibility. He focused on creating massive value, not just chasing dollars. And that shift changed everything. Now, the most powerful mindset shift you can take away from this video is this. Ask better questions. Average people ask, how can I get through the week? Rich people ask, how can I create value this month, this year, this decade? Average people ask, how can I avoid failure? Rich people ask, what can I learn from this experience? Average people ask, can I afford this? Rich people ask, how can I afford this ethically, creatively, sustainably? Shift your questions, shift your life. So, which mindset shift spoke to you the most today? Which one will you begin practicing this week? Remember, you don't need to be born rich. You don't need connections. You need to think differently and take action consistently. Start small, adopt one shift, then stack another, and another, Over time, you will not only think differently, you will live differently. If this video inspired you, subscribe. Together, we're building the mind of a millionaire, one shift at a time. Now, go out there, think different, live different, build your future. Your future self will thank you.